Hey guys, it's Tombox here. Welcome to MST.TV. Now, the full set spoiler of Shadows of Valhalla has come forward. Thanks, Sam. And with that information, we can already determine whether or not we should purchase this particular set. I mean, why not, since we have the information? And the answer is yes. Yes, hell yes, you should buy this set. Because there's just so many good reprints in there. And just from the reprints alone already makes this set a cut above from all the previous subset released, and even better than the previous main set, Cybernetic Horizon. Cybernetic Horizon, we have Boral Sword and maybe the Danger cards, and everything else is kind of a bit lackluster, whereas now we have this particular set, whether you're an old player, a new player, or a player that's just trying to play in a competitive setting with a budget. This set is for you, and I'm only going to go over 10 cards in this particular set that makes it amazing. And well, before I get into this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my Patreons that make these videos possible. If you want to help support this channel, check out the Patreon link down in the description below. I am working on new incentives and all that junk right now, so videos might be a little bit slower. There's a lot of projects that are happening on the side, but yeah, let's get into this video, which is going to be the 10 cards that make Shadows of Valhalla set amazing. Number 1, Outer Entity Nyarla. Now, I know she's way past her prime, but she is an OCG exclusive that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. Past her prime for sure, because we're now in Master Rule 4, and there isn't Necrost available for her to abuse. Now, that being said, a brief history with her is that I usually summon her out with a Manju and a Unicorn because it's generic rank 4. Because you used Kaleidoscope to summon out that Unicorn, you threw into the graveyard that Herald of Arclight. And Herald of Arclight has already given you one search. But then when you detach everything and reattach the Herald of Arclight, when you detach it again, you're going to be able to get another search, giving you additional material, recovery, essentially just extending your play even further later on in the game, which is why she was amazing. But with the banning of Necros and basically a complete slaughter, she became irrelevant once again. Until the fact that they gave her a big brother. Number 2, of course, is the older brother, Outer Entity Azathoth. Being a rank 5, how do you make this guy, man? Why would I want to use 3 level 5s? Well, you don't need to. You can use the Utopia package method of just stacking this on top of Nyarla. Wow, so easy. Now, this card is pretty busted in terms of card effect, even to today's standard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because all it does is it shuts down all monster effects for one turn. Having a 2400 body, you're converting that 26 booty, that thick booty, to a 24 slim beat stick. So, give or take, I guess. So when you run Nyarla, you're probably going to run Azathoth with it. Now, because you shut off all monster effects, one thing to note is that this is not an activated effect. This particular effect is unclassified. That means it's like Evil Storm Caster. The moment it's summoned, it applies. And when it applies, your opponent's not able to activate any monster effect. Back in the day, which made it very, very disgusting, is that you use this card with Ptolemaeus. Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, that Tellarknight card that lets you basically bump up a rank. Well, you bump it up into this guy and your opponent is not able to play any sort of effects during their turn. It really bums them out. It really sucks for them, and therefore Ptolemaeus will never be unbanned thanks to this particular card. Number 3, Alistair, the Invoker of Madness. Link Alistair is finally upon us, and he's going to shape up the TCG meta a bit by introducing to us Invoked Sky Striker, or you can even just play pure Invoked. Invoked is a very good engine. Think about the past. He's like part of so many decks. Wind Witch Invoked, you had True Draco Invoked, you had Zodiac Invoked. He was just mergeable with most decks, and I guess Sky Striker is going to be the next thing, because this actually works very well with Sky Strikers because of the summoning condition of the Invoker of Madness. It just requires 2 monsters of different attributes. That means the one Hornet Drone token can turn into Kagari, turn into another drone token, turn into Alistair, which can help you fetch out the invocation. And the true power is finally unlocked for Invoked, I suppose, because they were really locked out of the extra monster zone. They can only keep the one guy out, or they usually have the Underclock Taker. They just never really had a guy that opened up 2 zones for them that also synergize of fetching out Invocation. And we're going to see that. We're going to see a lot more double Invocation play. If you open with Alistair, that means you have 2 Invocation plays available for you very easily, quickly OTKing your opponent. And with Sky Strikers, you have multiple attributes you have access to. If you want the fire, you have Kagari. If you want the lights, you probably have Hand Traps. Or if you play the Toon engine, you can have the Toon Cyber Dragon that can also go into a Mega Fleet to break boards, but also use that to go into Mechaba. these are all available for us in the future, and seeing that we're going to be getting a lot more OTKs coming forward, that is something to be very wary of, but this is the one card that is going to reshape the Invoke deck. Number 4, Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. That was an unexpected reprint, but I'm glad that we're all getting it. I think everyone's really happy, unless, of course, you're one of those guys that are a bit of a rich snob, and you're like, oh, I want all the rich cards so the poor people can't play. Well, guess what? Everyone will eventually be able to play, and I'm glad everyone's getting Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. But one thing does make me worry about getting another reprint is that, are we going to get this card semi-limited like OCG? In OCG, Ash is semi-limited, and usually too many reprints usually leads in that direction, but I'm hoping it's not that case. But now the Ash is available for everyone. There is no excuse for anyone, even a person on a tighter budget should be able to afford Ash Blossom, because this is a super rare. This is not even a secret or chase card where there's like the secrets and the supers, and it's like a short print super or short print secret. It's just available for everyone. So I guess, yay, Ash Blossom, staple for everyone's deck. Number 5, Ninja Grandmaster Saizo. I like the fact that Konami is boosting up old archetypes into the Master Rule 4 standard, giving them a Link monster, and Ninja's getting this Link monster, a Link 2, is in that direction. It's pretty good, although it's not exactly the best. I see this card being a bit of a rogue deck, but I like the freshness that's going into the Ninja deck with a new field spell in conjunction with this. Of course, there's also a Ninjutsu art card that lets you tribute this guy, because otherwise it's very difficult to use this guy with Ninjutsu art cards, especially the traps, because they need levels, and this guy doesn't have levels. But I'm not going to really care about that. I'm more concerned with the field spell and this particular monster. The field spell, whenever you summon a ninja monster, you get to retrieve one of your ninjutsu arts in the graveyard back to your hand. That makes the cost of Upstart Golden Ninja, I guess, kind of free to some degree, and then that basically means you can summon out Saizo. And Saizo's effect is very simple. You just bring out one of your ninjutsu spell or traps, set it straight onto the field so it can't be ashed, and he protects himself from battle by having something he points to. That's it. Whatever he points to is also considered a ninja monster. Even though the effects aren't exactly like super drastic, think about back then with Zodiacs. Their effects aren't exactly like over the top super powerful. It's just that the context that you use them in makes them busted. And if ninjas had like a boss monster like Masterpiece, that would be a bit too much. And that's kind of more like those colored dragon ninjas. Saizo isn't kind of part of that, but I'm just saying there is just a lot of potential coming from these cards. And with Upstart Golden Ninja plus the field spell, you can actually net with a +2 ending board, and that to me is already a good plus for the ninja deck. Number 6, Shaddoll Fusion and El Shaddoll Winda, I suppose. Both these cards, they haven't been reprinted since Megatin 15, and they've kind of settled on their price for a while now. I'm guessing with this reprint, we're going to see some tanking down in the price, which I am going to appreciate a lot because I love the Shaddoll cards, and I want to put the Shaddoll cards in my Danger deck because Danger plus Dark World and well, the Shaddoll stuff all together, they work out pretty nicely, especially when your opponent puts out an extra deck monster. You play Shaddoll Fusion, you're basically able to foolish in 2 monsters, a Shaddoll monster, which could either pop a back row, draw you a card, or add you a Shaddoll monster and just replenishing a plus, and throwing in Grapha into the graveyard, giving you that big beat stick. And since Grapha can summon out and not use the extra monster zone anyway, it works out great, and it doesn't even burn your normal summon. So the Shaddoll engine in general is already a very neat engine that can counter some of those extra deck plays that your opponent can really push out. Number 7, Invoked Mechaba, another reprint. Now this is the first reprint for the Invoked Mechaba. If you guys don't remember the price of Invoked Mechaba before, it was from $40 to $50. That was hell of expensive and made it so that the Invoke deck was never a budget option for any of those players. But seems like this particular set went just gung-ho basically on everyone that wanted to play an old archetype will now be able to, because most of the expensive cards is open season for all players, and that's something that I think all of us can really appreciate. Number 8, we have Mischief of the Time Goddess. Of course she was going to be here, she's on the back of every card. You're just waiting for the moment that she was going to show up. Well, she's showing up now. Aside from being a Valkyrie exclusive, she's also going to be sought after by collectors. She's probably, in my eyes, the most collectible card in this entire set. And collectors can also drive up the price, mainly because she features this goddess Scold at the forefront of the artwork, and she's very pretty. She's just there, pointing her finger. yeah, it's time for another battle phase, and that's basically what she does. She skips the turn forward entirely back to the next battle phase of your turn, and this card on top of that cannot be negated, which can lead to some pretty devastating OTK if your board is open against all these Valkyries. Of course, you can only control Valkyries when you activate this card, so that's a limitation. But due to the fact that you can only activate one per turn, so you can't just summon one Valkyrie and just go bam, 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 you're dead. You can just still play this card as long as you have about 4,000 worth of damage. You can severely maim or end your opponent. Number 9, High Speed War Chambara. Good news about this card, it's the very first reprint, which is going to drive down the price. A lot of these cards are all about driving down the price and giving the access to everyone. I'm not sure. This one is a super rare, I believe, definitely not a secret rare. And to point out another thing is that Konami have been slowly kind of hinting at us to prepare us for the megatins, like the TG Wonder Magician. That was kind of leading towards Needle Fiber. And this is also another card that is somewhat related to Needle Fiber because it was a close follow-up whenever it came to an OTK coming from Needle Fiber and Glow Up Bulb. It was the level 5, it was the Sky Strike OTK. It's just more cards hinting towards maybe in Megatin 18, we're going to get our Needle Fiber. But that's just a speculation. That's just my thoughts on it. But it's kind of leaning in that direction, just in my point of view. And number 10, Twin Twister Secret Rare, a rarity bump. I'm guessing this card's not going to be an OTS ulti since we're getting a secret rare bump on this one right now. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll just have so many variants of the card just like MST. But on the other hand, having this card bumped up to Secret Rare is something that I long for some time now, because being a Super Rare kind of sold this card short of how useful it was. I mean, even Cosmic Cyclone came out as a Secret Rare, Galaxy Cyclone came out as a Secret Rare. When you put Twin Twister out, you made it a Super Rare. I'm guessing you're putting that rarity bump so that every single, I guess, Spell Trap Destruction based card can be a Secret Rare. Well, that's all I got for the 10 cards. To me, make Shadows of Valhalla very exciting. If you guys have other cards that you're super excited for, leave it down in the comments section below. Maybe some cards will be short printed, maybe some of them won't. I don't know. Leave it down what your speculations are for this particular set. And if you guys enjoyed this video, hit me up with a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV or want to see more of me, you can check out TomBox.TV on my other channel. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.